Hi everyone, how are we doing? How are we doing? Good? Yes? First of all, I want to thank Morella, Liz, Amy, Roz and the entire Ecommerce team for having me here. I remember when I first quit my job and I went to conferences, there were no women. I'm a graphic designer and the ratio of men to women was like 10 to 1. So being at events like this, not only being in the audience, but being able to stand up here and speak and see all of you and hopefully teach you how to be successful, give you some clarity about how to start your e-commerce business. This is such a special moment for me in my career, so I want to thank Ecommerce and all of you for being here. Because it's a Sunday, we could all be at the beach right now, we could be in our swimsuits, but you're here learning about your business. You want to start your e-commerce business, or maybe you don't even know where to start. How many of you, just to get an idea, how many of you are looking to start an e-commerce business? Okay, great. And how many of you already have an established e-commerce brand? Okay, great. So it's like a 50-50 split. My name is Gaskin. I am from Toronto, Canada. This is my first time in Barcelona. Yay churros and chocolate and sangria. I am the founder of the Content Planner, which is the first and only physical planner for your blog and social media content. By trade, I'm a graphic designer. I am on this stage right now talking to you about e-commerce. However, I did not go to school for e-commerce. I have never taken a marketing course. I didn't go to business school. And if there's one thing I want you to take with you when you walk away from Ecommerce today, is that you don't have to go to school. You don't have to be professionally trained in something to be successful at it. Because I'm proof. I'm a graphic designer. I love Photoshop, Illustrator, but manufacturing, production, customer service, it was all so new to me when I first started 3 years ago. If you want to follow me on Instagram, or tag me, which would be incredible, I would love to even just see myself talk, because I don't have my phone right now. But you can follow me at the Content Planner. Every day I share knowledge, tips, training with my community, how to plan your content, how to show up online for your brand and your business in terms of your posts, your captions, your scheduling, because you have this e-commerce brand, you have this product or this service that you want to sell, but how do you do it? So I show up every day on Instagram and I teach you how to do it. You can also follow my personal account, which is @Gaskin. My personal brand is Salty Pineapple. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a pineapple on this thing. It's my new speaker cape. I'm really loving it. And that's where I initially started with Instagram. My background is in graphic design as well as content creation. When I first quit my job, my main goal was to work less and travel more. I remember sitting at my desk one day in Toronto thinking, wow, I'm really fucking bored. And my skills are being so underutilized. I was working for the College of Physiotherapists in Toronto, Ontario. I was a communications associate using Constant Contact, designing annual reports. And if you look at Gaskin, it is completely opposite to that. It's like pineapples and sunsets, Hawaii, beaches. And being at that desk job, I was so bored. So when I first quit my job in 2012, I decided to get into freelance graphic design. That led into content creation. So I've done the service thing, I've done service-based, and that transitioned into e-commerce, because when you're working for yourself and you're offering a service, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, when you're not working, it means that you're also not making money. That's when I created the Content Planner. It's a physical product. How many of you are going to run a physical product business? Okay, so a fair bit. And when I first started the Content Planner, I knew that I wanted to be on this stage. I knew that I wanted to show up for people, specifically women, and teach them how to be successful so that I could go through the failures so that you don't have to. But like Kat said, failures are a part of your business, they're a part of success, and I truly believe that she did say something that was a revelation for me also, that this sting is the stories that we tell ourselves. So failures are a part of your success. One thing I also want you to remember before I get into my talk, which is going to be 6 things that I wish I knew before I started an e-commerce business, it's that you already have everything you need to be successful. You already have everything you need. You don't have to be a different person. You don't necessarily have to take another 4 years of school. You don't need any of that. You have everything inside of you right now, sitting here in Barcelona at Ecommerce to launch your business. But you do have to take action. So I want you to remember that you came here, you paid to be here, and it is really up to you right now to optimize that opportunity. Talk to people, network, tell them about your product, tell them about your business. These could be your people. You are my people. You buy the content planner. You are my customers. That's why I'm here. And if you want to talk to me, I am so open to that. Please come say hi to me right after this. I will be around the entire day. But remember that it is your responsibility to take everything you can from opportunities like this. Talk to people beside you, meet new people, meet new faces. It doesn't all have to happen on social media. So let's get started. When I first was coming up with this talk, I asked myself, what is the best way that I could show up for everyone in this audience? And being at conferences, I started going in 2011, and I didn't want the highlight reel. I didn't want to hear stories about people all the time. I wanted to know, what can I do? What can I take away? And the first thing that I wish I knew is that this sample will not look like the final product. When I first received the mock-up for the content planner, I loved the color, I loved the layout, and then once it started shipping, the color did not look the same. As a graphic designer, that crushed me inside. The colors and the layout and everything, it's actually completely changed from when I first launched the sample. I want you to remember that when you get that first sample, whatever it may be, even if you have a service-based business, your first service will not be the service that you offer 2 years later, 3 years later. You're constantly evolving and updating. So when you first get that sample, but then you buy the bigger production run, just be prepared. It won't look like the final sample. Second, your customers are not always right. I'm really lucky because my customers are incredible. I love them so much. They're women who run businesses, who have brands that want to get more clear on their social media strategy. They're so supportive of me as a fellow business owner. But I'm here to warn you that not everyone is going to love your product. Your product is not for everybody. And sometimes they will suck the life out of you. They want everything. They want free returns and free shipping, and they want you to eat. They want a response within 5 or 10 minutes, but it doesn't have to be that way. So your customers are not always right. I've actually had people tell me through email that I'm a terrible person, that I suck at running my business, that you're a bitch, that you don't know how to do anything in your e-commerce business. Mind you, this was only like maybe 2 or 3 people. I don't want to scare you. But I wasn't prepared for that, and I cried. It was really heartbreaking, especially when you're just starting out. You want everyone to love your product and your business. I'm here to remind you that not everyone is going to love it, and your customers aren't always right. You have the right to say, no, this is a boundary for me, and your behavior, I'm not going to tolerate it. Plan as much as you can, then add 2 months. When I first launched the content planner, it was a dated planner, and it got stuck in the middle of the ocean for a month, and I couldn't do anything about it. So every day, essentially, that I was delayed, I was losing money. The product was losing money. And especially when you're first starting out or you're wanting to get into e-commerce, you're learning as you go. I'm still learning as I go, and I'm 3 years into it. But learning as you go and giving yourself enough time and grace to really embrace, okay, this is what I need to do, and not making decisions from a place of urgency or rushing yourself, that is the most crucial thing you can do for your business and yourself when you're first starting out. So plan as much as you can. I mean, I love planning. I've always been this way. I've always been organized. But now running an e-commerce brand and even running my Instagram, I realize now how powerful a plan is, because it gives you a clear path towards, okay, I want to do $10,000 for my launch. This is exactly how I'm going to do it. This is my email sequence. This is how I'm going to show up on Instagram. This is how I'm going to handle my customer service. And essentially, simply just writing down what you need to do for yourself is all I'm asking. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. Planning is actually very simple. But from what I've heard from my customers in my community, they're very scared and overwhelmed that, oh, I have to have these like elaborate plans, and there has to be tons of sticky notes and highlights and pens, and my writing has to be perfect, and I never want to cross something out or make a mistake. But that's not true. Your plan, all I'm asking you is to write it down. Write it down, have a plan, and have your tasks laid out. I'm also going to share my one biggest, most helpful resource with you for launching products. The first time I launched a content planner, I did 0 sales. 0 sales, that's okay. I knew that, as I said before, like it's a journey. You're slowly making progress. You're always evolving. And I decided that the next year, I would actually use the content planner, because I actually had it in my hand. I would use the content planner to plan out the launch for the content planner. So the first year, I did 0 sales. The sales trickled in. I really got a hold of my social media and my Instagram, and I sold out, which was incredible. The second year, I planned my content down to 4 hours before the pre-sale. Like everything was slotted in and scheduled. This is my personality. I love planning. And I did $10,000 in 1 week with one product. And I was like, wow, I think I really have this launch plan down pat. And this is the resource that I used. It's from videofruit.com. On their blog, it's a huge article of free resources, by the way, and it will tell you everything you need to say, how you need to craft your email sequence, how to even find a product that you want to launch and that people want to buy. So screenshot it, check it out. That is my #1 resource for launching products. Even for services, you can use it also. Get everything in writing. When I first started the content planner, I actually had a co-founder. And we were great friends. She was almost like family to me. I stayed at her house. She shipped the planners. She handled all the fulfillment and the admin. I did marketing and creative. She also did the finances. And I was like, wow, this is such a great relationship. We're going to be like boss babe partners together. And we do the first year. And it was great. We sold out. And I really believed that I had a product that could be successful. So we had a FaceTime, we had a Skype, and I was like, so how are you feeling for this next year? What are we going to do? What's our next plans? She was like, yeah, I'll work on it. Let's regroup in a week. 5 minutes after that, I receive a text message saying, I don't think I can do this anymore. I've talked about it with my family, and I don't think this is a good decision for us. I'll dissolve the business, give you your profit share, and that's it. I was devastated. But it really showed me I got out scot-free. I was very lucky. She actually did what she was going to say. I have no bad blood against her. I still really, really love her. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. But this is something I want you to remember, especially when you're starting out, is get everything in writing. Contracts, so important. Even emails, they're legally binding. But if you don't have anything written down on paper, people can really screw you over. And that's not their fault. That's actually your fault for not taking responsibility for your own business. And it's simple, a signature, an email, an approval. Get everything in writing. Now I have a lawyer, and she drafted everything up. It was really simple, and it's there, it's taken care of. Oh, that's back. Number 5, ask for help. Everything doesn't have to be a struggle all the time. You don't have to struggle at the beginning, asking questions and not finding answers. One of my greatest resources, Facebook groups for entrepreneurs. Go in there, join it, and start asking people questions about what's the best Shopify theme for a one-product e-commerce store? Or, hey, does anyone know how to plan their content? Or, how do I source a manufacturer? Or what's the best drop shipping company? Facebook groups are a wealth of information, and there are other entrepreneurs on there who actually do want to help you. It's your shortcut to all of the answers. Facebook groups. Google and YouTube will also become your best friend. They're completely free, and all the information is there. You literally have no excuse. You have no excuse to not know how to launch your business. When I first started in graphic design, this was 7 or 8 years ago, and there weren't online courses. Teachable wasn't a thing, these online webinars, all these workshops, and events like this, as I said, they weren't a thing when I first started. So it's actually a lot easier now to launch a business. Everything is at your fingertips. Google, YouTube, and Facebook groups for entrepreneurs. Incredible. Lastly, be freaking excited about your business. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to, when they tell me about their business, they just look really sad or scared, or they're not smiling. And if you want me to be excited about your business, you have to be excited about your business. Because when you're just starting out, you do have to prove yourself. People don't really know who you are. They don't really know your product. You know, I'm not Nike, I'm not McDonald's, I'm not Amazon. We're small business owners. And so you have to be your biggest cheerleader for yourself in order to set that tone for your customers and for your community. If you come up to me and ask me about the content planner, you're gonna stand there for 2 minutes hearing all about my business with a big fat smile on my face. Because I love my product. I love what I do. I love my business. I love being able to help women be more successful with their content marketing. I love being able to show them how to make money with their Instagram posts and their YouTube content. That makes me excited. And naturally, that makes my community excited about my product as well. So you can practice this today. When you're talking to people about your business, smile, hold your shoulders up, be loud, be excited. Progress over pretty. Now, I know I just told you a ton of information. You're going to probably feel overwhelmed after this day of like information overload, inspiration overload. It's a very wonderful feeling, but it can also prevent you from executing. Like, I don't know where to start. What do I do? All I want you to remember is that as long as you're making progress and you're putting one foot in front of the other, you're making small steps every single day, that's all that matters. It's not going to be pretty. Your first product, your first service offering, it's probably going to be really ugly, but at least you started. The content planner today looks completely different than when I first started back in 2016. 3 years later, it has a ton of new features. I've gotten feedback. I've received so much helpful reviews and comments from my community. It's all a work in progress. But the thing is that you can't ever stop. Just continue progressing and executing, and you will get there. Thank you.